Baby.
Baby. Baby.
Bit media. Good, perfect.
All right, well, that was a bad suggestion. Shut up and take my podcast!
Good God, that's going to peak.
Do you want me to do it?
No, it's good. Hey, man. Oh, welcome everyone to Shut Up and Take My Podcast. I am Sean and I'm joined here by James.
Hello.
And Chris.
Hello.
We're here for episode 3.
Yay.
Entitled I Roommate, which is ironic because we're in a new room. That's not ironic. That's just got the same word as room.
I mean, you gave it a red hot
and
go.
you are my roommate.
Yes.
So that...
we are, housemate.
I, roommate, will say this. There we go. Perfect. I, roommate, will say that this episode was directed by Brett Harland. He gave us Devil's Hands. So the ending of season 4. Eight episodes. Oh, by the way, 7-time Emmy Award winner. Not what you'd expect for. Like the TV series versions of Madagascar and Kung Fu Panda.
What?
He's like outstanding individual achievement in episodes. So that's what he's gone on to do.
Oh my God.
Writer was Eric Horsted, who's got the most episodes to his name. If you're not including the films, not including co-written, he's done 15 episodes. So he's up there, and he wrote for Home Improvement.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Really?
Air date April 6th, 1999. We got a few introductions as well. Calculon.
Yeah, awesome.
Character introductions, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, with Monique and the boxy robot, the backing up robot.
Yep.
Found out her name, Hattie McDougal, who's the landlady.
Ah, yes.
The whatchamacallit.
Yeah. She's in a lot.
And the only other one that's of note is his name is Randy Munchnick. Calculon's back. That was the worst.
Oh, that's the
effeminate man.
Yes.
Yeah, effeminate man.
Yeah, which is John DiMaggio's favorite character to voice.
Aww.
He does it all the time in commentaries and such. They just get him to do it. It's lovely.
Can you play gay man now? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? So I want to run down the plot.
Bender and Fry set out to get a new apartment after Fry can't live in Bender's apartment. They have wacky adventures. Bender and Fry eventually find a really great apartment. Bender interferes with the TV, so he gets kicked out, gets drunk or sober, really.
Yeah.
Returns.
It's
saying
almost
that
as if they're trying to say something
I
there.
know, right? Returns with trying to get back into Fry's good graces and says, he'll cut off his antenna so the TV will work. Does. Fry and Bender kind of make friends again. And realize that their friendship is worth more than the apartment they put the antenna.
Thanks to TV.
And they get the antenna back, leave the shiny new apartment, return to Bender's old apartment, and live happily ever after.
Which is a great reveal. Yeah. Okay, what do we think? Initial thoughts? Yeah.
It's an episode that I've seen so many times, just played over and over again, and it's one I never get sick of, ever. I don't know why. It's just like from start to finish entertaining.
In terms of if you're watching it chronologically, this is the first time where they're having a more down-to-earth type episode. Yeah. Where it's just very much...
Let's find an apartment.
Yeah, exactly. And this is because this is what the network asked them to do.
Oh, really?
Which was, can you just ground it a bit more? Like, we just need it to be about that. And like, okay, cool, let's make it about these two friends. And the network saw it and went, oh, we don't really like it. Can you go out in space more now?
Really?
Wow. But it was received really well.
I really enjoyed this episode. It's just the two male protagonists trying to work out their friendship and trying to establish that, and that's really important for a first season. There are some great one-liners. We get a real in-depth look into Bender as a character, Fry as a character, Leela as a character. Like we're fleshing out all three of those.
And they brought in for the first time, I believe, that robots, if they don't have alcohol, they will become drunk.
Yeah. The idea. They need the fuel to live.
Basically. Good world building as well. The fact that all robots have advertisements to try and get them to spend their robot money.
It's kind of
robot
interesting.
Television as well. So
I was thinking about this. Robots are created.
Yeah.
And eventually at some point, obviously they've received, rights, but they have to spend so much money. You take Mum, which as a company that will come later, all their money is going to oil and alcohol. Those businesses would be booming.
I know.
You see how many robots are on that,
but it's
Earth.
And it's like a weird sentience where it's they don't rise up and kill humans. Some of them just work. just as solely machines.
Yeah.
But then some machines are just machines that are really sentient as well. It's so strange. And the fact that they have like their own Hollywood industry as well. Yeah, it's insane, but very interesting.
It was like what Bender does in Bender in the pilot episode. He goes, couldn't you just overwrite that in your programming? Let me check my programming. Nope. Oh, I also noticed Calculon's like real name is Calculon. His character in All My Circuits is Calculon. So it's like the Will Smith thing from Fresh Prince, which is just, what's your name? Will Smith.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I feel like for Calculon, he was probably created to be an actor, actor bot. So it's like he was created to be a character, and all he can play is himself.
Well, he's 1,000 years old. As well. 27 in quotation marks.
In robot years.
In robot years, that's right. More so you see in these episodes as we're going along, the little things that all the animators are putting into the series, just as little like kind of little tidbits and little Easter eggs. My favorite one is Bender's apartment number.
Yes.
00100100 means $, means greed.
It's in CMD.
No, in ASCII, ASCII, in ASCII, which because all 7 digit. Basically, there's the amount of 7-digit numbers combinations you can do with 0100 makes up like all the symbols and characters and such that you can create. You know, maybe it's about Bender being greedy.
Oh my god! Yeah, but little references as well. I like all like the art they kind of spliced and threw in there.
Oh yeah.
Relativity by MC.
Relativity, that's right.
And we had Bender grabbing the alarm clock and bending it and smashing it to
which
make,
is the
melting clocks.
Memory
by
Salvador Dali.
Yeah,
which is awesome. I was like, that's just so good. It's like it wasn't even needed, but it's just great.
It's great when you have writers that have PhDs in mathematics and history and literary
things in there that like as a kid you wouldn't know, and then later on you come to enjoy it even more.
Oh, I didn't understand that clock thing. I've watched this episode probably for the first time in the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it now, going, I recognize that.
Yeah.
That's a thing I understand now.
After all these years. Oh my god.
Oh, and cool, I Roommate, because that's an Asimov novel from the 50s. Like they just, I love it more. So it's
which goes into the relationship between robots and humans.
Yes.
It's Asimov gives us the 3 rules of robotics from memory. The whole episode being around the relationship between a human and a robot kind of makes, like a good amount of sense.
Oh, also first utterance of a first catchphrase ever used in Futurama. Kill all humans.
Yeah.
The first time. Well, this is before we get Good News Everyone, which has one of my favorite lines in the entire episode. Hey, sexy mama. Wanna kill all humans?
Fry's is like,
I love Fry's expression in that moment. It's just
his expressions in this whole episode are great.
Yeah.
When Bender and Fry are hugging at the end,
and it's like,
and Leela's trying to no, you're doing it all wrong, and it's just look of like,
and they just don't really get
perplexity and innocence. And it's just beautiful. It's all emotions.
Well, I think it's great when Futurama understands how to use silence.
Yes.
That's one of their biggest, greatest strengths is they understand like not everything has to be written comedic. They can use the visual gag as well.
Yep.
Well,
because you were asking about this before, the Bender stumbling through in a sobering haze.
Yeah, I wondered what that was a reference to.
Yeah, that's a Billy Wilder movie, The Lost Weekend. So this is the same director that did Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
One of my favorite films.
Good to know because, man, they keep doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, they love their classic Hollywood film.
Favorite moments, guys?
Ooh. But I do like when...
I think your favorite moment's my favorite moment.
Is it The Mummy?
No.
Okay. Mine was like when Farnsworth brings out the mummy and he's like, this is like Prince, I don't know, like figurehead from like centuries ago. And then Farage just eating it like jerky.
And then Farnsworth is like, I was going to eat that mummy.
And he brings one later and it's like, he's teriyaki style. I'm like, that's just so brilliant. You're eating like figureheads from like centuries ago.
My moment comes from All My Circuits, which is when Calculon and Monique are having the wedding. If anyone has any objections, speak now or forever hold your peace. And just get the backing up noise.
Yeah.
And just like, is he objecting or backing up? I think both.
My favorite might be... I guess like the top 3 would definitely be, hey, sexy lady, want to kill all humans? When Amy Wong slips on the mini banana peel.
Twice.
And that little extra so noise when she gets stepped on the second time.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah. And at the end, the police bot commenting on Bender's antenna.
That is great.
just is.
I just like the
you
idea
call
that
an
like
antenna.
like a robot's antenna is being compared to
as a dick.
a dick basically.
Oh, was it a dick metaphor?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're messing with us right now, aren't you?
Yeah, little bit.
A little bit.
Also get the first very blatant post-animation ADR add-in, which is when Fry and Bender get dragged out on the couch. So when they get thrown out, and as they're getting dragged out...
I'll send you the bill.
Yeah.
And Hermes moving. It's not moving.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like you blatantly see the front of his face because they added that after the animation because otherwise it was just really awkward dead silence.
I really feel that they thought pushing them out by themselves and quiet. I feel like they were like, quiet will work because quiet's been working.
Yeah,
and they were like, no, we need to add
very
something.
awkward.
Yeah.
I love that in the future there's an owl problem.
Yeah, owls are the
In the
pest.
day.
Yeah.
In the day.
Yeah.
It's been a million years.
Yeah.
Like, I can't keep putting out owl traps.
Yeah, I did. Or like even how the episode like completely starts, how you think he's in a bed, but really he's sleeping on like the boardroom table.
Yeah.
At least
and just walks up in his underwear. And
Bachelor Chow.
Bachelor Chow.
Love Bachelor Chow.
I was going to say, like, we're getting a lot of good world building. Like I
Yeah.
said it
Yeah.
before. I said it yesterday.
Every episode, though.
Every
Introducing
episode.
just so much.
And just, like, doesn't hand feed it, doesn't, like, spoon feed what it is to
No.
us.
Yeah.
It's just like, here is a thing.
This is in the world
That's
now.
in the world. That's in the world now. We'll revisit it later. But
Well, later we get light speed briefs,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even establish exactly what they are.
yeah.
They're just light speed briefs,
briefs.
and we're just like, yep, sure.
I'm sure the future has them.
This is what I love about their idea of the future is, and is easily like explained by because they've been destroyed as a civilization and built back up so many times. They're still they've had to work from scratch several times. So we're like, wow, you're 1,000 years in the future. And you're still working through cable and satellite TV.
Yeah. And DVDs still exist. Or CD players still exist.
And Hermes, like, it's the most inefficient use of technology, which is he uses the big screen to show a graph.
Yeah.
Like on a board when he could have just had a board and a graph there.
I really love the show because of it saying that, because it's saying like human beings just suck, and no matter what technology we do, we will still be plagued by the same problems.
And no matter how much time goes by, nothing really changes that much.
Yeah.
And people are the same.
People are fundamentally the same.
Yeah.
What issues did we have with this episode?
I don't have any. I know you're supposed to pick it apart, but this is one that I never get sick of.
It's simplistic.
It
really is.
It's just about friendship.
No, I was just going to say, I keep enjoying, I'm just, at the moment, I'm thoroughly enjoying references that are coming in. We've got the odd couple. We've got Asimov in the title. We've got, this is the episode that doesn't have like a little side caption at the bottom of the title card.
Oh.
Usually we get like Futurama and then like, loading or...
That and Hell is Other Robots as well.
Yes, yeah. What about you, Chris?
The only thing that I think is kind of not a great use of is the circling. So we have the transition between them searching for apartments. We have them looking through the newspaper, circling apartments, going to the apartments. That whole just like a giant sheet of paper circling apartments, I don't think's necessary. It's kind of montagey and I don't like it. Only thing in the episode I don't like. It just feels kind of seems out of place.
I'm surprised they're still using newspapers.
Well, I mean, that aside, I feel as though you could have just been like, we have to look for apartments now. Go to apartment, go to apartment, go to apartment. Like, you don't need a weird transitional kind of like device, like a shot. You know what I mean? Like, it seems unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And there aren't many jokes on that sheet of paper.
No, but I think we get enough joke from the apartments
I think
they
that
visit.
they're setups. They're setups to the punchlines which will come in there, like suspiciously fantastic apartment.
Yeah, it's like
which is
New
Jersey. The first of my New Jersey jokes that are to come.
Technically, we are in New Jersey. Nothing we can live in.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can understand what
That's
you mean.
the only and it's
I
a
don't
nitpicky
mind
thing.
it, but I recognize that it's not essential.
No,
like you could have taken it out, and you're not going to miss anything, and you could have added like an extra minute to another little gag or scene or whatever.
To me, it's just like a bit of a misfooting. But other than that, it's pretty perfect as an episode.
This was 1999.
Yeah, 99.
Yeah,
we're in 99 at this point.
Since like Simpsons aired first in
1990.
1990. So it's basically been 9 years.
Yeah, they're roughly there.
9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And this episode is basically solved by characters learning that TV solves their problems. Sort of, in a way. And The Simpsons' first season was doing that. they've been doing it for 9 years straight now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I love. It's kind of like they're pushing a message and they're constantly pushing it because people won't understand it.
Yeah, people don't seem to. I think that's the creators' frustration with American culture is that they became such a dominant force, and people still weren't getting the kind of core message. So they start subverting aggressive. Like, I mean, that's what Futurama is, like an aggressive subversion.
Yeah.
If The Simpsons is like the nuclear family gone to hell, then Futurama is American society properly inverted.
And it's just straight up social political commentary that they can just hug, because the great thing is, because you've got Fry from the year 2000 and 3000, you can comment, you can have your cake and eat it too, you can have your science fiction adventures, and you can still comment back on society and how crazy and messed up it is.
That's the useful thing about science fiction, is because like even Gene Roddenberry with Star Trek in the 1960s, he was like, I can't tell these stories, but I can if they're sci-fi. Like, basically, censorship back then was really tight, especially like political issues and civil rights movement. Yep. It's like the first on-screen kiss between a white and a black woman.
Yep. Star Trek.
Star Trek, man. It was huge. And that wasn't going to happen on a regular show. But because it was science fiction, they can get away with that.
And speaking of getting away with it, they have the ability to take a character like Bender, and they get away with 10 times more because he's a robot.
Yeah.
Because he's not a human.
Yeah.
You can just absolutely up the ante on the sleaze and his dirtbag nature and all the crime and debauchery, heavy chain smoking and drinking. Later in the episode, he starts jacking on.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to get away with this if he's a human character.
Well, that's always the thing with censorship. If you like make something non-human, you can basically do anything. Yeah. Like the whole rule is, if you like, you can't show like the color red and blood. Censorship hates that. You change it to green, you could spill it everywhere in the entire film.
You can kill aliens all you like.
People just don't like the idea of humans being flawed, I guess.
Yep. Let's do it. How do we think this stacks up against the series that's landed?
I'm going to say this is the best one so far. For me, personally, it's the one I enjoy the most.
Oh man, they're both such good episodes. I'm going to disagree. I think the series landed is a funnier, more political. I have a more leaning towards that sort of style personally, so I prefer it. The moon landing stuff like that, to me, that tickles me in a way that iRoommate doesn't. iRoommate's amazing. Yeah. But what about you, Sean? I'm
the deciding vote. This is our first deciding vote, is it?
Yeah. That's good. Oh my God, has it only happened just now?
It's only just happened now. Yeah. It's like we're on the same wavelength.
Oh my God.
Good. Look, my gut tells me iRoommate.
Yeah, go with that, man.
Look, the thing is that I've always been a fan of Bender-Fry relationship-centered episodes. Yep. It's similar to The Simpsons, where we get your Homer-Bart dynamic. Especially when we can get to a point in later seasons where we have established characters enough that we can pull back and just focus on a relationship for an entire episode.
But not even just like Bender and Fry, just two people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like focusing on two people's relationship.
Being comfortable enough to do that. Yeah. Because we can always get to Zoidberg later.
Yeah. And Zoidberg gets his story, man.
And this is my favorite segue, because Zoidberg is the next character.
That's an easy one
that we get to emulate.
Is it easy, Chris? No. Rule is you can't go whoop, whoop, whoop. You have to talk like Zoidberg.
And because Chris is so confident about this, he gets to go first.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do his voice.
I'll try.
Yeah, go for it, man.
My mother was a saint.
That's not bad.
I can feel in my mind. I'm like, I can say it.
You've been practicing.
My mother was a saint.
We have to. Oh God, that's Stitch. That's Stitch.
Hello.
We have to take a look inside you with this camera. Guess again.
Hello, Stitch.
Stitch and just swallowing my tongue.
Stitch meets Marlon Brando's Godfather.
So I can do Stitch.
I'll do one from the episode. I'll try and do one from the episode. Hopefully I don't butcher the quote too much. I fertilized it myself.
I've forgotten Zoidberg was even in this episode because he was in it.
It's such a small.
I was trying to figure out what his gag was, and it's just
it's the caviar. Is it the caviar one where he says
he brings like the crab claws?
Yeah,
and when he says I made them myself,
that's right. He made them himself.
I'm thinking,
does he have children?
Yeah, is he vomiting? That's because they're children.
Well, I think whatever he means, Hermes misconstruing. Because I don't think I assume, and because it can't be his children, because as we know,
I think it's
Zoidberg
better.
Can't get a mate.
I think it's better if we don't think about it too much.
Oh no, let's dissect this down to the absolute answer.
Yeah, but it's either that, and then they screw the continuity later and don't worry about it.
But they do that,
or that they just genuinely he made something and they do follow the continuity of everything Zoidberg does is disgusting. He smells awful. Him making something is just like how he even works.
I think
there,
Hermes just misunderstands it.
Maybe.
I think that's the funnier one, and we don't understand it either because we don't know about Zoidberg.
No, let's just deconstruct every joke until it's not funny.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way to keep listeners.
I reckon that's pretty much it. But yeah, if you want to send us anything like
send
cookies,
us fan mail. Send us like pictures of what you guys think we look like.
Oh, that'd be great. Don't look us up.
Don't look us up.
Yeah.
Don't try and find out.
Don't even draw a picture. Try and construe your face in a way.
Good God.
Of how you think we'd look.
Are you suggesting that our fans like try and alter their own faces
to suit ours or their idea of us?
Yeah.
And then take a photo of that, send it in?
Yeah.
Listeners, you've been challenged.
Do that. Listener. Yeah, so look, next week we'll be hitting up Love's Labour's Lost in Space, which is going to be the introduction of one Zap Brannigan.
Heck yeah.
But until then, I have been Sean.
I've been James.
I've been Chris.
And we'll see you later.
Bye, friends.
See ya.
Highway to the danger zone.
Do they make slime? Like, have they made a...
They must have.
They should.
Because they made Duff.
There's a recipe for homemade slam. Ginger and limeade with vodka and club soda. A bit of green and yellow.
I was going to say, how do you get the colour?
Yeah. I feel like it has to have a slushy taste because it comes from an alien's butt.
Behind.
Behind, yes.
Oh,
we're a G-rated.
This is the problem.
Podcast.
Are we? keeps rolling on the relationships. Really.
I entertained.
You entertained?
Yeah, I entertained.
I entertained? Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
No, he's referencing the episode.
No, I know. I'm representing another thing.
What are you?
Gladiator?
Yeah, there you go.
I got one. I got a quote for people, for listeners. Bitches leave. That's a quote.
That's from SpongeBob.
Bitches leave. If you know what the quote for that movie is, post it in the comments or
email us.
Or email us at babybeardmedia.
gmail.com.
God damn it. We need to remember our own email. Weekend at Bernie's.
2.
3 ninjas.
4 ninjas?
Stop adding a number to all movies.
Dunstan checks in.
It's like...
Again.
Wait, no. I'm gonna follow this through. Star Trek Beyond. Hell yeah.
Beyond the wall? Beyond something? Fuck you!
Why are you looking...